Winds, we don't like them. They're still around, right?
Yeah, winds and fire danger. And yeah, we had a couple local wildfires over the past 24 hours around the Albuquerque metro. Earlier this morning, we had a fire that popped up around 6th Street in Haines, just to the west-southwest of the Big I. We do notice now the smoke plume, whatever is left over of the fire, that smoke plume is starting to move far to the north. We had a wind switch from the southwest to from the southeast. We can see some of that smoke earlier moving to the northwest. Now the fresher smoke starting to move closer to the north. Thankfully, looks like that fire is becoming mostly contained out there. Taking a look around the Big I this morning, we are dealing with, again, still smoky conditions around that fire, but again, the fire control around Albuquerque really controlling that fire, thankfully, out there right now. 63 degrees right now at the Sunport with a south-southwesterly wind at 6 miles per hour, so wind switching back now a little bit more from the south-southwest as compared to from the south about 5 minutes ago and from the south-southeast about 10 to 15 minutes ago. And yeah, about 30 minutes ago, the winds were from the south and west, initially producing that smoke farther to the northeast. Very low humidity at 17% right now. And those winds, again, mostly from the south around the Albuquerque metro, a little bit breezier at Cyndia Park and Moriarty. Southwesterly winds sustained at 12 miles per hour, sustained at 17 miles per hour in Raton, and 31 miles per hour in Ruidoso, 23 miles per hour in Socorro. So persistent southerly and westerly winds for the most part this morning, and a gust of 30 miles per hour in Raton, and a 43 mile per hour wind gust at the Sierra Blanca Airport in Ruidoso, and almost a 40 mile per hour wind gust in Socorro. So very breezy weather and more strong winds ahead today, even windier compared to what we have been seeing. We have an air quality alert for the Albuquerque metro, including Gallup and Grants Camano to the Gila National Forest until 10 a.m. because of unhealthy conditions with wildfire smoke in the air. As those winds start to pick up, while that smoke will filtrate throughout the atmosphere and it'll be a little bit better, we'll have to watch out for more fire danger. Mostly clear skies right now. We do notice more rain and snow starting to approach the Great Basin. That will move closer into the Four Corners later today. Currently 63 at the Sunport, 52 Santa Fe, calmer and colder in Grants, 39, 46 in Gallup. 50 in Alamosa, 41 Durango, a little bit cooler compared to yesterday morning. 59 Tucumcari, and very mild once again in Carlsbad, 77, 68 right now in Hobbs. Throughout the morning and the afternoon, temperatures will rise into the upper 80s and 90s, including Carlsbad and Hobbs, near 90, Roswell, 80s, Tucumcari, 70s, Las Vegas, 60s in Taos, high 50s just north and west of Durango, upper 70s in Albuquerque. But we're still above normal temperatures and low humidity between 8 to 15%, and even stronger winds today, generally around 40 to 60 miles per hour along the east slopes of the Central Mountains. And as the air descends, it rapidly accelerates and also warms the atmosphere. We'll see that higher fire threat in southern and western New Mexico, even that elevated threat in Albuquerque, even the potential of fires slightly higher today in eastern New Mexico with fire weather watches for tomorrow, but for today, red flag warnings across much of New Mexico. The fire weather watches for the Northeast Highlands, more than that for tomorrow, but with less windy weather. 78 here in Albuquerque, not as warm, dry, and windy. And we'll see the strong winds today with high wind warnings for the eastern mountains down to the Sierra Blanca range and parts of southern New Mexico. The yellow colored areas, wind advisories up to 50, 55 mile per hour wind gusts. Rain, snow approaching the Four Corners. Even some bad lightning strikes in the higher elevations. And to the south, some clouds, maybe some drizzle, but generally because of low humidity, we will not be seeing any rain reaching the ground south of Albuquerque. Again, dusty and gusty with low visibility and potentially damaging winds along the east slopes of the mountains. Again, there's the fire weather watch for the Northeast Highlands for tomorrow, something we'll keep an eye on. Also, colder air around Durango and Arbalest for tomorrow morning. Freeze warning. It is the beginning of the growing season and temperatures will fall back below freezing in the 20s. And then we'll warm up as we head into the later parts of the week and the weekend with lighter winds, including Pagosa Springs, Farmington, Gallup, and Grants. It'll still be a very breezy day today, just cooler. And from Camada to the south, temperatures reaching the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Not quite as warm as yesterday. Hobbs may be actually a little bit warmer compared to yesterday, but Carlsbad to the north, a little bit cooler, but still very warm in the 80s and 90s. Ruidoso, 60s and low 70s. Clayton, Tucumcari, and Mora reaching from the high 60s to the 80s. And in the Enchanted Circle to Santa Fe, noticeably cooler today, but just as windy, if not even windier. Santa Fe, calmer and even cooler tomorrow. Will warm up as we head into the weekend. Moriarty, Cedar Crest, Cyndia Park, to from Rio Rancho, Belen, and Albuquerque. Slightly stronger winds this afternoon, 40+ mile-per-hour wind gusts up to 50 mile-per-hour wind gusts. A smidge cooler, calmer tomorrow. Back in the 80s this weekend, but winds pick back up later this weekend.
All right, take heed. Thanks a lot, Ryan.
Absolutely.
Yep.